The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke.
Glory to you,
At that time, while some were speaking of the temple, how it was adorned with noble stones and offerings, Jesus said, "As for these things that you see, the days will come when there will not be left here one stone upon another that will not be thrown down." And they asked him, "Teacher, when will these things be? And what will be the sign when these things are about to take place?" And he said, "See that you are not led astray. For many will come in my name, saying, 'I am he,' and 'the time is at hand.' Do not go after them. And when you hear of wars and tumults, do not be terrified, for these things must first take place, but the end will not be at once." Then he said to them, "Nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There will be great earthquakes, and in various places famines and pestilences. And there will be terrors and great signs from heaven. But before all this, they will lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and prisons, and you will be brought before kings and governors for my name's sake. This will be your opportunity to bear witness. Settle it, therefore, in your minds, not to meditate beforehand on how to answer, for I will give you a mouth and wisdom which none of your adversaries will be able to withstand or contradict. You will be delivered up, even by parents and brothers and sisters and relatives and friends, and some of you will be put to death. You will be hated by all for my name's sake, but not a hair of your head will perish. By your endurance you will gain your lives."
The Gospel of the Lord.
That beautiful temple in Jerusalem we heard about was the only place on earth where near perfect worship could be offered to Almighty God. I say near perfect because the worship was in the hands of men, and we never get anything completely perfect on our own. We did, at least, as we heard, manage to make the physical building, the temple, as perfect, as beautiful as we could. But Christ our God came to replace the temple worship of the old covenant, the old sacrifices, with the new worship of the new covenant, the new sacrifice, what we are doing now, the Holy Mass. Now, I have offered this new sacrifice in buildings as beautiful as the temple, but also in prisons and on beaches, in tents, and once in a mountain hut where the boys had chased out the goats, but even the boys couldn't do much about the smell the goats left behind them. It's a good thing that our millions of temples, our churches, all over the world, should be beautiful. But they don't have to be. Why? Because this worship of the new covenant, this new sacrifice, this Mass, really, genuinely is perfect. And its perfection and its beauty cannot be diminished by my imperfections and your imperfections or an ugly building. Every single time that Mass is said, the perfect, eternal love of the Blessed Trinity, which broke into this world 2,000 years ago on the cross, breaks into the world still in the same absolute perfection with which it has existed from all eternity. So at every Mass, Almighty God receives the perfect worship which is his due. And of course, here at Tyburn, that perfection is extended in a very special way by permanent adoration. We try, with God's help, to be worthy of this perfect worship that God provides for us, and we do that in different ways. Schoolboys tuck in their shirts and straighten their ties. Well, I tell them to do so. And in fact, those lads give us a valuable tip. We are meant to make ourselves as lovely as the Jerusalem temple or the loveliest cathedral when we come to Mass, and not by me wearing a toupee or you straightening your veil, but by the true beauty of a human being responding to God's free gift of grace by living the faith and the hope and the charity which is our birthright and made present for us on the altar, to live this perfect worship that the good God provides for us, to reflect some of the light of his perfection, and for we little human beings to let the sun of righteousness shine out to the desperate world with healing in his rays.